You shouldn't be jerking off in the shower anyways, man. That's how you get early onset candy cane, because you just hunched over in that hot water. You get molded like a mouthpiece. It's also a waste of your time. Because if you miss the drain directly and it gets somewhere on the tub, you gotta spend the next 12 minutes of your shower just gathering water. Like, it's gotta be a direct hit or it does no damage at all. And I'm realizing right now I need more guy fans. That would help a lot. If this room was 70% dudes the way it is women, this joke would have been like, because all the dudes get it, and every girl is like, is it a jellyfish? Like, why would it stick to, kind of, consistency-wise, it's not far off from a jellyfish. It's disgusting, whatever it is, man. God, guys are so gross. Luckily, we're funny on accident. I think that's what helps us get through, like, the embarrassment of puberty. Because you ladies would lose your mind if you really saw how much of a shit show it is to be a young man trying to learn how to masturbate proficiently. Oh, dude, it's just embarrassing mistake after embarrassing mistake. And, I mean, I suppose nobody understands the difficulty more than women, because how y'all figure out your own little fidget spinner on your own, I'll never understand in a million years. Y'all are just thrown to the wilderness with no owner's manual or nothing, just forced to figure it out for yourself. And you do, all by yourself. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I really am. Because if you didn't, we never would, literally ever. You already have to walk us through every step of the way. And even that's exhausting in the simplest form. Fellas, how many times have you fingered a girl for so long? You wake up the next day like, did I go fucking bowling last night? Did I indoor rock climb for 9 hours? I'm walking around the next day pointing at shit like Spider-Man because I can't straighten my tendons anymore. I can't grip shit the next day. It's like, great, yeah, you came and I got cerebral palsy. Awesome, yeah, that hurts, man. You ladies are very strong. Good job. Yeah, women definitely have it harder. There's no argument there. I think men just have it more embarrassing because we don't take anybody's advice. We only learn via trial and error, and you don't forget those errors. Every man in this room has been caught, whether you know it or not. You're not as sneaky as you think you are. And it's good, that has to happen. You have to figure out your system. You know, now as an adult man, every guy in this room knows how to do it, where to do it, when to do it, how to adjust according to time zones and solstices. There's a whole rigmarole that goes on, but we have to figure that out the hard way, you know? And thank God I never got caught, like, in the act. I don't know how I would have recovered from that, but I do remember getting caught with porn for the first time. And I was, oh boy. I was 12 years old. And yeah, in my defense, I wasn't looking for porn when I found it. I was looking for Christmas presents in my parents' bedroom. Because it was middle of December, and when I get home from school, there was always a couple-hour window before my mom would get home from work first, right? And I knew they had been Christmas shopping, so of course I broke into their room, I was snooping around. First place I checked was under the bed. My bed monster was under there, like, oh, you looking for another bitch? And I was like, not now, man, different mission, okay? Closet. That's where you keep the goods, right? So I go over to the closet confidently, wing it open. Yeah. Nothing. So I was about to just give up and go back to my room, and I heard a voice. I don't know if it came from in my head or under the bed, but it said, check the top shelf. So I did. And at first glance, it was a typical top shelf of a parent's closet. It was some blankets folded up at the front, some hoodies to the side. But what caught my eye was a piece of blue cardboard sticking up from behind the blankets. So I brought the blankets down, and it revealed this gigantic Bud Light beer box. Like one of the huge cases. You know, like the 64 can counts of Bud Light? Do you guys have stepdads? You know the ones I'm talking about? Yeah, the this ain't my real family case of beer. But I knew, even at 12, I knew. I was like, that's not where beer goes. I bet you there's presents in there. And boy, was there. Bro, I brought this box down. It was the biggest box of porn anyone has ever seen. It was a whole box filled with like 40 VHS tapes that my stepdad had accumulated over his career, I guess. And I'm just sifting through them, you know, they're all labeled different weird things. One of them was like April 2003, which was terrifying because that's my mom's name. I know, I was like, June, July, August better be in this bitch somewhere. Like, this better be a timestamp and not therapy forever. Couldn't risk it, chose a blank one off the top. I put the box back, put the blankets back exactly where I found them. I ran to my room with it. I had a VHS player in my room, and I watched it a lot. The first one was for me, obviously, treat yourself, you know. But after that first time, I was really in there just taking down notes. Because not a lot of women really know how important porn is to the learning process of a young man. Because before we see porn, we don't know anything. And we really pretend like we do. So this is a bombshell of new information to try to absorb, man. It's very confusing as well, because when you're that young and inexperienced, you have no idea that porn is not real sex. At that age, you can't even fathom that those are two totally different things. After I watched this one movie, I thought you could only have sex with 5 other people. I thought all sex was gangbangs. And I was like, I need more and better friends. Not Alex. It's also a lot of positive information that we do need, because we're so stupid and we're so confident at that age. You ever talk to a middle school boy? We're all like, I fucked 100 girls last recess, bro. You're a virgin. And then we'll finally see porn a year later and we're like, oh shit. Pussy is so much lower than I thought it was. But before we see porn, every boy thinks a pussy is right here, dog. Like we think we walk dick first into your belly button, and that's what doing sex is, you know what I mean? You hope she got an innie. So it's a lot of new information to try to digest, you know, and I'm enjoying myself, I'm excited, can't wait to go to school the next day, tell my friends, I know I'm gonna be the man, you know. But because I was so caught up in the excitement, I made the biggest rookie mistake. I didn't even think to put it back. I put the box back, I put the blankets back, but I was like, he's got plenty. There's no way he's gonna notice one missing, right? Wrong. The same night, dude, around 11 p.m. that night. I didn't even get this tape for 24 hours. I'm in my room, I'm packing up everything for school the next day, backpack's full, I'm crawling in bed, I'm fucking exhausted from all the notes. And I'm, you know, nice and cozy under the sheets, comfy under the covers, and I hear my stepdad come home from working his late night shift. And all the sounds in the house were incredibly routine every single night. I could paint the picture and see what he was doing without actually even seeing what he was doing. All the sounds were the same every night. You'd hear him come through the garage, into the kitchen, crack a beer at the fridge, come through the living room, into the bedroom, where you'd hear him turn on the shower to shower and get out his work clothes, right? Just like every night. Only this night, I hear him crack the beer, come through the living room, into the bedroom. No shower. Just like 20, 25 seconds of silence. And then I hear, throughout the house, what the fuck? And I'm in my room like, that could be anything. I hope my mom's cheating in there. I hope he walked in on 5 other people in his house. Because that exclamation was followed by another 2 minutes of just silence. So I'm in my room like, what the fuck is going on? Because then I hear the footsteps again. They're getting closer and heavier. I'm sweating and hard, a terrifying combination at that age. It was the first time in my life I had hoped mysterious footsteps was a ghost. Preferably the ghost of my real dad, so that this wasn't about to happen. Because I knew he was gonna whoop my ass, man. I knew I was in trouble. My bed monster was holding my hand. I'm like, not right now, not right now, not right now, not right now, no. Maybe after, we'll see how this goes. The footsteps stop at my bedroom door. And I'm like, fuck. And the door creaks open. And my stepdad leans in, and all he says is, I'm missing something. I know you know what I know. And when I get home from work tomorrow, I want it back and rewound. I was like, to the beginning or where you finished? Like, how? We gotta come up with some kind of time system now. You know what I mean? This is our collection now, okay? He was like, you wanna be grounded? I was like, you gonna keep me in my room with this movie? I guess lock me up, you know what I mean? All summer, baby, I'm good. It was a real turning point in he and I's relationship, because my stepdad and I hated each other. We had nothing in common, but we finally had a thing. You know, like I finally had leverage for once. Neither one of us could snitch on the other person without losing everything. You know, it was nice. I was like, you can either beat me or your dick. You ain't gonna do both, okay? Deal? Deal? That's how we bonded, you know? It's nice. Oh, man. Yeah, that was a good bonding experience, man.